What's going on, guys? Firework here, bringing you guys to another survival games video. Today, we're doing something new, something different. Don't worry, it's nothing to be afraid of, I hope. We'll go with it. Today I'm bringing you guys basically analysis of a survival games game. Jeez, that's weird. I had a little bit ago. Um, it turned out to be a really good game. There were some areas that I could improve on. I'll kind of go over that. We're going to be talking about what did I do good and what did I do bad. You'll see. We're going to go roll with it. Anyways, so this is the beginning of the game. The game just started, and I should have started recording a little earlier because, well, you always want to have that little buffer time before the game starts. But right here, the game's just starting, and I'm not gonna kind of go into too much detail of what my kind of plan is when I do this, but basically I have a route on this map where, well, basically my route kind of tells me do I go for corn or not, and depending on the type of route it is. So my route on here is I kind of go to the top of this mountain right over here, and on my route currently there's only two tier twos, so it's an okay route. Sometimes I can get a third one by going back down here and back where the airfield is. People sometimes skip a chest down there, but it's not the best route. But it's like a guarantee to get those two chests because no one really goes up there. So typically on this map in particular, I'm gonna go for corn and grab some loot, hopefully. So just in case, you never know. But on other maps, kind of like Valley Side or what's another one? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but kind of maps that have really good routes. Like Valley Side, you have the theater is a good route. You have the basketball court. I know there's at least one good chest there, and then a double tier two on the way to there. So that's kind of a good route. People tend to separate that one, but you never know. But just this map, my route isn't the best. I gotta work it with it a little more, get it more pristine and cleaned up. But that's kind of my route, and I'm gonna grab a chest just in case, because extra loot is always good. So we're gonna kind of start. We're gonna go ahead and grab this chest. I got really unlucky, and there's only soup in there, and I didn't even get the soup. So grabbing corn didn't turn out the best for me, but there was no downside for going for it. I'm not risking my life or anything. It's just using an extra second. So here I'm just gonna grab basically just typical beginning game stuff, just grabbing anything and everything that you can. I tend to skip a little bit of food and whatnot, like raw chicken, because it's not good to eat raw chicken. It makes your stomach upset, and you don't want an upset stomach when you're in a bloodbath. It's just frowned upon. So here's one of the tier twos. I'm just gonna grab absolutely everything because it's everything. I mean, really, the only thing that I would question about picking up is the boats, but on this map in particular, boats are good because the big water area down over there. You never know, boats are actually really useful down there. I'm just going to grab the other tier 2. Tier 2s didn't really turn out too good this time around. Normally they put out some really good loot, but here wasn't the best. I mean, I'm still basically in leather armor and a little bit of arrows and sword. But we're going to head back. I was kind of just looking at that guy down there, seeing if it was worth going for it. I decided against it because that's a lot of fall damage to take by going down there. And we're just going to head on back. Um, there's a couple other tier 1s that I'm going to grab along the way because, well, tier 1s are always good to grab. I mix up my words there. And then also there's typically other people down here that sometimes they're not geared well enough and it's easy to kill. So I'm going to keep on going. Going to eat on up because I like to keep that little spot open for my fishing rod in case I come across one. So, and then here I see some people. So I'm going to pause it. That's all right. I'm going to make sure I can see both people. There we go. I see both of them. So here, kind of when I'm looking at these people, here's my kind of train of thought. So immediately I see this guy is shooting this guy, and this guy right here, we're going to call him Billy. Billy's running away from Charlie down here. All right. So that's kind of giving me the mindset of Charlie's on the offensive and Billy is on the defensive. And typically when people are on the defensive, they're relatively low in health. Typically 5 or less is when people start to realize they're not winning this fight and they're going to run. So that's what I'm thinking here. This guy, or Charlie, not Charlie, Billy is low on health. So what my plan is, he has the armor that I need, so I'm going to go for him. Since he's low, I can kill him quickly, take a less damage, get his loot, and I can throw that on, and we can have a good fight on this other guy. And potentially kill him as well, which will be amazing if I can get both of them. So my kind of thought is, basically, let's go and kill this guy, because he's low. So we're going to try getting a little stun on him, but it didn't work. It turns out he didn't have as much health. He had a lot more health than I thought. So I took a lot more damage than I thought I would. I'm down 3.5 now. Now I really lucked out on the type of weapon he had. He had a wooden axe. That's I can't say how lucky I was because he got probably 4 or so hits with a stone sword. That I'd probably be down at 2 health, and then I would be on the defensive, and this guy would be able to most likely take me out, which would not be really good. So I really looked out on the type of weapon he had, and so now I can potentially get this gear. Now here, he saw that I was doing the fight, and it took too long for me to kill him. So now he's coming up to try to either kill me or take the loot that I just made him drop. So now my thought is I gotta do anything that I can do to keep him off this loot. Now I don't have my fishing rod, which is the best way of keeping him off, so I'm gonna just bow spam the heck out of him by putting as many arrows as I can into him. Hopefully push him onto defensive a little bit, and I can grab this loot. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a couple, roughly 4 arrows actually into him, and turned out I got most of the loot, most of the armor, which is great. He picked up probably half of the stuff, and I'm going to be able to throw this armor on. Uh, so now I'm back up to relatively good health, and he fired a bunch of arrows. So I'm going to just kind of run down here, pick up all those arrows. I'm almost all up to all the arrows that I did have, and I see a guy in full iron, so I'm going to run away because I'm not geared enough to fight a guy in full iron. Not yet, at least. Now, I see this guy's running this way. I'm like, alright, he actually has some stuff I can use, like those pants. I think I don't have uh, iron pants, so this will be good. So I'm going to do some little juking, get a couple hits in. Let's try to get something started here. And I get a couple hits here. Managed to get 3 there. He gets actually good hits here. I'll explain what happened there. So what he did there was actually really good on his end. As he was down the hole, pointing his arrows up, and what he managed to do is he shot me at just the right angle to stun me in movement. So now I'm kind of in the air. He managed to get a swing on me midair, and I also took fall damage. That kind of racked up a lot of damage really quick. Luckily, it wasn't a big fall, and he was already low, so I was able to live. But on his end, that was actually really good to do. So we're going to pick up all his loot because, yeah, I did need the pants, and he did have a helmet for me. So now I'm at almost, actually, I'm practically at full iron, which is what I need to win. Because at this point of the game, there's 10 people left. You really need to be geared up well enough because normally in these games, it's going to be at least a team of 2. If judging by the statistical study I did a while back, there's normally a team of 2 in every game. So I'm hoping that they're already dead, or we're just we're going to have to fight a team. So I saw I'm going to pause it so I can kind of explain. When I opened up my inventory, I saw I had 2 diamonds and a stick in my inventory. So I would really like a diamond sword. Being able to land that extra damage would be amazing, honestly. So the crafting table that I knew that was relatively close was this one in the lighthouse right here. There was another one at the airfield on the bottom of the helicopter, but I saw a guy in full iron over there, so I don't want to. He might still be there. I don't want to risk that. So I'm not sure about this area. So I'm going to go check and see if there's people here. So I'm going to go up here, and what do you know? There's a guy in full iron. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to crouch down and kind of hide. I don't want to bring attention to me because right now I'm not in the mood to go for a fight. I would prefer having a diamond sword. So I'm going to just kind of look at him, see what he's doing, and I notice here he's running away. He has his back turned to me, so that's perfect time for me to go to the lighthouse, and swiftly climb up. So here I'm just going to do a little just typical kind of crafting thing. I'm going to make the diamond sword first, and since I don't need sticks anymore, I can use them all in arrows. So I'm going to be able, try to make as many arrows as I can. I wish I had more sticks. Could have turned my boats into sticks. That might have been smart, but I didn't think of that at the time. So I'm going to kind of just dump a little bit of loot I don't really need. Nothing too big. And I'm just going to kind of camp up here a little bit, see where that guy is. I don't know where he went, so I don't want to risk him being at the bottom of this. And it doesn't look like he was down there. It was really quick, but he was right outside the render range. He was there for probably a second or so. So kind of here, I tried doing something new. Right here, there's a wooden button, and I don't know if there's anyone outside. Typically, when someone is going to corner someone and fight them, they're going to wait for the door to open so they can rush in. So since it's a wooden button, what I try to do here is shoot the wooden button so the door will open, and if there's anyone out there, they would probably run in as I'm coming down, so I know they're here, and I can get something started that way instead of getting surprised and they get a free 2 hits on me or something. So, but I kind of messed it up here. It worked in a sense, but I didn't get out the door. If I was able to get out the door, that would have been amazing play. Well, not really amazing because there was no one to fight, but it would have been kind of cool in a strategical sense, I guess. So now I'm pretty happy with my gear that I got. I got 20 arrows, diamond sword, good charges in the flint and steel, and a fishing rod. Fishing rods are really good nowadays, so you always want to at least have one of those. We're going to run this way. For some reason, the footage is kind of blurring up right now. Don't know what the cause of that is, but we're going to keep moving on. I'm kind of just looking around, seeing if there's anyone skirting the outskirts. Going to grab this tier 1 chest, and I'm going to head in the corn, like right about now, is when I'm going to decide, okay, I'm going to go head in. So I'm just going to kind of run over here. 6 people left. People are probably really stacked now at this point in the game. It's not going to be easy fights now. So here I'm just going to make I'm really slow at making some arrows. I really should have sped that up. But we're going to get out of here, and I get hit by a fishing rod. So I look behind me, see, oh, okay, I got a guy. So we're going to try. I go straight on the offensive, which probably wasn't the best idea, noticing that this guy is a real heavy in his arrows. So just because I noticed that so late, he's going to bring me down to 2.5, which now I got to play on the defensive. So I'm going to try and use this corner as kind of a shield and just kind of stay around that, pelt him with a little bit of arrows, and just try to keep on the defensive. Going to grab an arrow there, try to get a wimpy arrow to kind of brush him off. And we're going to keep on going. He is going to keep on fishing rodding. Here I could have maybe, before I got into this tunnel, gone for a kind of a sword attack, but I was still low on health. I probably would have lost if I did that. So I'm going to just kind of camp in the tunnel, kind of pelt him, and then I notice he's in a fight with another guy. So I'm going to kind of run in. I'm going to grab these arrows because, well, this guy likes to shoot, so I better have a lot of arrows. And I'm going to kind of push him off that guy a little bit and pick up all that loot, which is really good. He had a golden apple in there, which I would manage to see, and I'm going to take quite a bit of damage here. I didn't notice how close he was. I managed to get the golden apple, and I'm going to eat it up because, well, getting some regen going would be really helpful here. So I'm kind of back up relatively high. I'm at half health. I really shouldn't have been playing, but here I'm going to point something out here right as it comes up. Uh, I should have done this a lot sooner, noticing he really likes the bow spam. And what about to do here is I'm going to test what is his predictions. Because he's been landing all these really good shots, and I've been doing my typical back and forth, which is kind of the norm for shooting arrows. So I'm going to test him out. I'm going to shoot and then continue going the same way. He's going to completely miss the shot. So he is completely focused on the fact that I'm going to go back and forth. I noticed that, and I'm going to kind of do that. I should have done it more, but he's built his shooting around people that will go back and forth and hitting you while you're going on that. He's predicting that, which is really good because a lot of people do that. I should have realized that sooner, and I could have built off that, and I would have been at higher health by dodging more of his arrows. But I'm going to do it right here. So I'm going back this way. It's going to happen. I remember it clearly happening. I might have already done it. Yeah, I already did it. So I was a little late to the party, but I'm going to sit here, kind of put my potatoes back in, and I'm going to just kind of heal up more. He's going to continue trying to shoot me, which is all right on his part. I mean, he is racking up the damage. Now here, I get really lucky, and I managed to get a whammo combo right there and pick up all his loot. There's a guy coming, so I can't really pick it all up, but I managed to kill him with a really, really nice combo. Managed to barely hit his hitbox. So now, I'm going to run now. This guy is at full health. I'm at 4 right now, so I kind of don't want to die right before deathmatch, so I'm gonna run away. And so far, the match has been all right. I mean, besides the arrows, dodging them, I could have done that better, and realizing he's a bow spammer earlier, so I wouldn't have gone down so low health really quickly in the beginning. So I really need to work on that. But in most other parts, just like in general kind of tactics, I think I did really well in this game. So here I'm going to try doing something, and this is kind of going to show that whatever you plan is not going to go as planned. Here I'm going to think, all right, by the time he catches up to me, I'm going to be at full health. And deathmatch is going to happen in 9 seconds right now. So what I can do is wait around the corner, and then potentially get at least some damage on him before deathmatch starts. Which, in a sense, sounds like a really good idea, and it would have been. So I could have dealt with him earlier in deathmatch, and then have a 1v1. But as you'll see, that does not tend to be the case. I tried to go for it, I missed my fishing rod, and he managed to get like a 4-hit combo. I didn't land a hit, so now he's probably at full, and I'm at five hearts. So my plan did not go as planned. So now I'm going to play really defensively, kind of just wait it out. Hopefully they can attack, so then it makes it more of a fair fight when I go in to fight them. And it kind of turns out it's going to just be a little stall match. He tries to team with them, but this person doesn't want to buy that. So I'm just going to kind of, since I have a ton of arrows, I'm just going to kind of toss them over to him. He's going to try shooting me a couple times, as you'll see. Yep, he's going to try. He completely misses, but that's all right. It's a kind of a far shot. But this person doesn't know what they're doing, it seems, and I'm just playing defensively, kind of getting my health back. And now that I'm at full, I'm going to be like, all right, I can maybe do something here. So I'm just going to kind of keep shooting that guy, keep an eye on both of them. I don't want one of them coming up from behind and sandwiching me. That would not be advised, because getting sandwiched is really hard to get out of. Right there, I'm kind of faking that I'm in a crafting table, trying to get a look on him, see if he's going to approach. And he does at some point. He comes around to try to approach, but he still doesn't manage to get close enough. And now he's on the outside of the fence. Now that's perfect for me. He's on the outside of that fence, because that fence can kind of act as a barrier in a sense, where he has to jump at a certain point to cross the fence, or else he's going to lose his sprint, or he won't get across. So as you'll see, I'm going to play this still defensively because he got that really good combo. I don't want him to get another one. So I'm going to kind of keep him on the other side and just get little couple hits. Just kind of hit him and kind of back up. So he's down 2 sword hits, and then we kind of go into a fight here. And right there I kill him. But as I'm doing this fight, I'm not hearing any lightning. And I saw that person kind of running out into the distance, probably to go and get hit by the lightning and die that way. So I was really banking on that fact, but I don't hear it, which is really concerning, because now they can probably try to do the sandwich move and clean me up from behind. So as you're going to see here, this is where all instinct comes in from all the times I play. You're going to see I'm going to do an immediate 180 with the bone drawn, shoot the person, and go right into a combo, as you're going to see, winning the game. So as I turn, there's the immediate shot, and here's the 3-hit combo. Going to use a fishing rod to control their movement, and pow. And there it is. That's the game. So in all, that turned out to be a really good game. That end was amazing. I loved it. I was freaking out when that happened. But yeah, it was a good game in all. I really need to work on the dodging stuff and whatnot. And ooh, look at all those. It's fancy. But yeah, it was an okay game. And so that was pretty fun. So if you guys enjoyed this kind of going through a game and whatnot, please let me know because that was actually I enjoyed that kind of talking about what I kind of thought about. I didn't really go into depth as I did in other attempts for this, but I want to keep it short and sweet to the point. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you did like this, please leave a like. That would let me know that you enjoyed this, which would in turn actually help me out in the long run. So anyways, have you guys yourself a nice day and cheers.